trying not to cough. But yes, corner Witkopen and Main Road. For all the herbalists in the house, as promised, I did say to you guys that, and I hope the sound is fine. Please do let me know in the comment section if the sound is all right, please. Because I think we might be attached to my car at the moment. So please do let me know. Um, Whoever's online, let us know if the sound is all right. But I did promise you that I'll have Loyiso come back and unpack the book. I know some of you guys got it. I know some of you guys have got questions. Um, I just wanted you to clarify with me there in the comment section before I start. If the sound is good, but it must be good. Okay, good. There's somebody communicating. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Loyiso now. And yes, thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for joining, Buti.
Good afternoon to all the viewers, and thank you for the time you spent. I thank you to all the people that actually supported and bought the book. I hope it does open some doors for you, and you are able to answer some of the questions that you've been wanting to answer. If there's any particular question that people have, I'm ready to answer them. Yes.
So for me, that episode, sorry, I just wanna, sorry, that episode, color guys, that episode changed my everything, because it had made me think about what I'm hearing, what I'm saying, in terms of vibrations and what I'm attracting with what I'm hearing and what I'm saying. So thank you so much. Uh, just now we were speaking about love, and I think love is a big thing, and there's something happening right now. We are just in love.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were speaking just now before we went live, you talked about the African concept of love.
Okay. I think it's important for us to unpack what we talk about when we talk about love, because we everything gets corrupted, and as a result, you find that what you have in mind is not exactly what you are seeing, and you are deceived because of the impurity of the information that you receive. Now, for you to understand what love is, you first have to understand how your character is created. When you are born as a baby, you have this personality, and that is the you that ordinarily you should be. But you are still young and you have not developed correctly. But the personality is you. Now, as you grow, what then happens is that you start to have certain obstacles in your life. These obstacles, like they say, hard times create character. These obstacles, they create a fear in you because you are unable to deal with them. So as a result, what then happens is that you change your purity to accommodate this fear that you have. There is something that might happen this way. So to avoid that, let me change my personality. Now, every time you change, it's like you have an onion. It's like a layer of an onion that you put. You have these layers. Every time you meet these hardships, it changes your character, your personality, and now your character is being created. Now, when you meet someone that knows you already when you are working, they treat you differently than a person who knows you when you were young. Because the person that knows when you were young knows you more of your true personality, and as a result, you cannot then show them part of they have already accepted that part, so you are comfortable in showing them that level of purity of your purity. So already they know it and they've accepted it because they grew up with you. So then, but your personality then, that personality then comes out. That is at that level of purity. So because that person knows you. Now, a person that knows when you are much older has a different idea of what you are. Now, this is what creates your personality. All this. Also, there is also the media that influences you. Media will tell you that for a person to be perfect, they have to behave this way. They have to have this level of intellect. They have to know this, that, and the other. Um, through more like movies, through a whole lot even through education, we have all these definitions that are given to us that package certain material for us. So with all these definitions, we create this character that now is in line with the new character that we have created. We now have a new character that we've created, which is not the personality that you originally had. You see, you now have a new character. Now, this character is drawn to the artificial character that you have of perfection that you have created, which is also molded by the media mostly. Now, as the media changes, the personality now has to change to match this idea that is being created. That's why now people have to suddenly be always driving the latest car, always doing this, always doing that, because there is a picture that has been created. Now, the minute a person reaches a particular age and they decide they don't want to be artificial anymore, they want to go back to themselves. It's called a midlife crisis. They realize that they do not want to follow this artificial character. They want now to become themselves. That's the time then the other person will fall out of love. I don't love him anymore because he does not do this, he does not do that, he does not do that. Now, because now you have created this artificial love. So that is what the love that we create, that we say we must, that creates the marriage, the Western marriage. Say, okay, people are in love, they go and then they marry. You see, but it's artificial in its nature, and as a result, it needs to adjust to its influences. And when the person when you don't adjust to those personalities, you suddenly become yourself, then they fall out of love because now it's different. But when it is when it is natural love, it is when you fall in love with a personality of purity, not of artificial purity, like a baby. When you see a baby, you are seeing your purity in that baby, and as a result, you want to associate with that purity, and you are drawn to it. That's what love is. It's when you are drawn to a particular level of energy that you want to be to vibrate at. I want to be as close to that purity as possible because it affects me as well. So you are drawn to that. But when you are drawn to an artificial uh, uh, um, uh, um, purity, then what then happens is that it changes and has to conform to certain influences. Whereas the purity of a child is that of a child. The child is just a child. The child will not change their personality. They just become a child. So you have fallen in love with a person. So that is now true nature of love, the one that you feel for the baby, the one that you feel for your brother, because that person knows your true personality, knows you at personal level, not at character level. So um, that is what true love takes into account. Now, because now we're using artificial love, this is why now we have a whole lot of divorces, because people are basing their union on something that is artificial, and anything that is artificial will always change. You see. Now, if you look at marriages, it is not the love that drove the marriage; it is the marriage that created the love. See, the love does not create the marriage. You don't fall in love and then create and then marry, but you marry and then you fall in love. Because what then happens is that you get to know the person, you get to know the true personality of that person, and that is what creates true love. You get to spend time with that person over time, and then true love is then created out of that union, and that is why those marriages then would last, because you are in love with the person. It's not that you want the person to do something for you. It's like you want to do something for the person all the time. You want that person to be happy. That's when you see a baby. all you want is to make the baby happy. It's not like you want the baby to do anything for you. You're not expecting anything from the baby because you are you are in love with the personality, you're in love with the child themselves, not with what the child can acquire or what the child can do. But if you start by saying, I want this, it is not then love, because you are not, love is something that you give, it's not something that you take. It's you give love to a person, and it's not something that you can quantify. It's that, because a baby would not normally say I love you, because they understand what love is. But then we want to project love outside of ourselves. We teach the baby to say I love you, to take that to to voice to voice out a feeling, and a feeling is just a feeling. That is what creates the infinity. It's when you want to find something where it's not. You see? So love, the true love is when you are in love with that personality, with that person, because you have spent some time with that person. Hence, way back, um, women would be courted for a couple of months. You get to know the personality of the woman. If the woman gets to understand you, to know you as a person, and fall in love with you, you are persistent. You want what you are looking for, and you respect them. So by that time, that the bond has developed. So you then tend to want to respect that woman and say, I will not defile the woman before marriage, because I want her to be pure when she does when I get to marry her. You see, that is the respect that comes the respect that comes out of respect. She respects you, and then you respect her back. So it's like you want to do something for her, and she wants to do something. So that is the culture of Islam, which is the service to others. You are not looking for to do something for yourself. You are looking to do something for others. It's a service. Seen to the end. It is uthando, ubuntu. It is actually the essence of what Isintu is. It's not wanting but giving. So that is now the difference between the artificial love and the pure love. If we still base our relationship on what a person can do for us, then we are still selfishly looking to make ourselves happy at the expense of another person. Whereas if you were to if you're giving love, the person, you just love the person for the who the person is, and that also creates love from that person towards you, because then they get to see the true self, the true you within you.
Sure, it's deep. What about polygamy?
Um. Okay. If you understand that marriage comes before love, then you then understand that polygamy came as something that was a necessity, something that part of having a culture, a natural. It goes with natural law. Um, if I can make an example, a child needs to be able to connect to his father's side of the family, and as a result, it is always necessary for the child to be able to know who the father is. Do you understand? All the time you must know who the father is. But if you have a woman who has more than one man, um, the paternity of the father might not be sure. But if you have a man that has more than one woman, the paternity of the child is always known all the time. So naturally, the child will always be able to connect. Yes, there's ways of finding out, but you don't have to do that. Simply, this is just it is in line with natural law. Yes. And secondly, polygamy did not come as a result of the men wanting something else. Remember that in our culture, we don't have helpers. You understand? So now you as a woman have seen that you cannot manage a household on your own. So what you then do, then you ask the man of the house, look, I need a helper, somebody that can be able to assist me and manage the affairs of the home. You understand? Then from that, from you then get to choose somebody to show, okay, this is the woman doing that. And there's this a girl, I'm going to put her, she looks like she can handle Muslims and she respects, you understand? Now, the woman takes that as her sister, you understand? Not as a rival, but her younger sister. Also, the girl knows, you see, all these things have to occur in a particular culture. It does not occur in a vacuum. If you are still a service to self type of culture, it's difficult to understand some of these things. But at a particular point, when you have adopted a service to others' culture, then you are able to understand, because you realize that to serve somebody else is the highest. It brings the highest joy in you. It is a service to others. So when you are going to that family, you are not there for your own selfish reasons. I want that man. No, you are there to make sure that the family flourishes, to make sure that you do what is necessary to ensure that that family becomes higher in terms of spirituality. You must know onke amasiko ekhaya. You understand? So that your children know how to access their spiritual prowess, how they will be able to gain spiritually. So all these things are things that you pass to your children. But also it happens in a particular environment, like I'm saying. It's not you need to be a service to others is less selfishness. You're not thinking about yourself. You're not saying, no, you know what, I want to have a man. No, you like, I want I want to go to a family and make it bigger, you understand, and make it higher and make it more respectful. That is your goal when you're going there. You're not going there to be with this man. As a result, it's not like you are going to get married and go away. You must understand. You go there already understanding that none of us really own anything. Remember, that is also our culture. Now, if we look at things more like in ownership, no, but this one has this one that, it becomes uh, uh, um, it becomes difficult to understand, because you have this filter that has been put in front of us, which is a service to self. So you have a maid. In olden days, that would be a second wife. You understand, the lady that is assisting. You understand? So there is a need for it, and hence nature caters for it. You understand? Um, Also, women have different roles in the house. Hence, you want. I mean, if a house does not have a woman, you can always feel it. Now, if there's a woman in the house, there's a particular energy, because women give that energy. They nature. That's what they do. You understand? So in terms of nurturing, so that is what their nature is.
Is that not my water?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So women nurture. So the more of that you have, the better, because you want as much energy as possible. You understand? So it's a pity that the role that women played has been downsized and made to look not so important. And as such, everyone covets the role that the men play, without going there to say, but there is a role that we played as women, and that role did not have, it was not disrespected. We were proud to be who we are. We do not want to do what the men are doing. We want to do what we are, because what we are doing is what is based on what we can best do, nature. Yeah,
there's a question here, but were women allowed to have more than one husband in the olden days for ukwandisa?
Okay, I wouldn't say. You see, it's to say allowed is would be a misnomer. It's a word that I cannot use. You see, remember that a woman prides herself in her in her purity. You understand?
That's quite a patriarchal.
No, 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 no. You see, remember there's roles that we play in any society. So
Okay.
so a man who does not have a woman is seen as a shaman, is ridiculed. Whereas
Mm.
a woman who does not have a man is praised. Do you understand? So this creates a balance in that there's a person being chased and there's a person who chases, and then there's a balance. You understand? Now the women are seen as have a particular role in terms of purity, in terms of ensuring that they purify the space and increase it. You understand? So um, that is what she prides herself. It is not that she was not allowed. It's such that she did not want to do it because it would defile her. Do you understand her purity? Even this one guy that got her by chance. Do you understand? That is her. That is. Remember, we're talking about a particular culture here,
Mm.
a particular understanding. If in this particular understanding you don't see it as something good, it's okay. But at that time, and all these things go with the level of energy that you have. You see,
Mm.
at a particular level of energy, you have a particular selfishness because you have more fears. You are
Mm.
so with more fears come more insecurities, and you want to cling onto something. You
Mm.
see, so some of these questions it will be difficult to understand if you don't understand the level of uh, spirituality that you need to be at. For instance, if you cleanse yourself and you fast, say for 7 days, and you don't eat, what you think at the end of the 7 days is different to what you thought in
Mm.
the beginning of the 7 days,
Mm.
because your mindset is now changed. You have less worries in you. You have cleansed yourself.
Mm.
So the question that you would ask then, and the person that you would be then would be different to the person that you would be now. Some of these things you'd see them as trivial because you are not here for that. You are just here for to give. You understand? What would make your man happy is the first thing that you ask yourself. You understand? And the woman did not care where the man went because they know that is my husband and that is the role that I play in his life. You understand? And what he does after that has nothing to do with me. You understand? And the same courtesy was applied to the woman, but the woman then respected herself differently towards how the man respected himself. You understand? So it would be difficult then to answer that question because we are asking if the woman was allowed. No woman was forced to do anything. It's just that at that time, this is how women behaved, and this is how they found honor in themselves. You
Hmm.
understand?
It's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting because obviously the women of this generation might find it tricky, and also there's other cultures where women are able to marry lots of husbands, but maybe in the Xhosa culture, then it's not so familiar. And Avela, the Xhosa culture kind of has a reputation for being a bit patriarchal.
It's difficult to say patriarchal because nothing is really patriarchal. The truth is what it is. You are good at this, I'm good at that. And as such, I will do these jobs and you will do these jobs. So it's not a patriarchal thing. It's more about what are you good at. So you then fit that and you do it best. You understand? I fit that and I do it best because I am built like that. So so we don't look at it, we shouldn't look at it more in terms of is does it benefit this one or does it benefit the other one? You understand? Because at that point, it benefited both of them. Both. It's just that when you portray something in a particular eye, it seems like women were oppressed. For instance, one would say if women are not allowed to drive, they're oppressed. But another say, but what if women don't want to be chauffeured around? Because then the obligation becomes the man's to make sure she gets what she wants. So why would you want to drive if I can drive you around? You see. So depending on who, on which way you want to look at it, it can be it can be seen in that manner. There's a freedom fighter and there's a terrorist. It's the same person.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
There's an argument here in the comments, and but I used to the person who asked Guti, were women allowed to have more than one husband in the olden days, Ukwandis? Then someone answers, Ukwandisa at home or at the husband's home? Then the answer is Ukwandisa in the home of the woman and the men. If, for example, the first husband cannot make children and a second husband can.
Okay. The first thing is that there's no a man cannot make children when you do is those things when you work in a particular manner because you cleanse yourself. So the entire culture of umendo ensures that you have children. For instance, a woman will be given a name, but the name is basically the firstborn son's name. For instance, if umntwana wakho your firstborn is going to be Sipho, bazothi nguMasipho, which means Mama kaSipho. So that is manifesting a child inside the woman now already by calling him the child's mother already. Now, this is a part of the things that the culture allows, makes sure it, and there's various ways to. Now, in that event, remember that some of these things have consequences. You understand? You must think about the child as well, because you are bringing somebody else into the world. Now, if you take somebody from outside the family, that child is now going to suffer because that child now has to follow a particular role that is not his.
But if Kumalo can't biologically make children, some people biologically they just can't make children.
In such cases, they would ask either the brother or then one of the family members, so that it still becomes part of the family. It does not become a member of an because these things have a particular consequence to the child himself. If it's not part of the family, then that means the chain of his command has been broken, and as a result, he's going to suffer because he cannot be part of this family and he cannot be part of his family. So he's now in the middle, and as a result, he does not have a home. You understand? So these are the consequences that you want to avoid. Now, it goes according to what is best for your purity. You understand? So it will not advocate for something that it knows will create an impure situation within the family. You understand? Now, the ancestors of this child, bayambanga, bayamfuna, and it becomes all that is going to affect this child and the rest of the generation after that child. Remember, that child is going to have children, etc., etc. So you are now causing havoc in a particular generation of children by just one single act. You see. So all these things we have to take into account when we want to do certain things. Now, as a mother, you don't want to do that to your children. That's the first thing you think of. How can I do that to my child and create such havoc in his life? So let me not do such a thing because you are the custodian of purity.
But it's wild that men can have multiple baby mamas, but women can't have multiple baby daddies.
It's not wild. It is just how nature, because it's like I'm saying, it's all about roles. It's not. I cannot do this. You understand? It's like saying it's wild that other people can draw, other people can swim. You see, other people can swim better than other people. Other people can draw better than other people. But it's just
so men can sleep around better than women.
It is not about the sleeping around. It is if we look at it from a perspective of just that, it does not, because all these women, they come to the family, bazokwandisa this family. Now, when as a woman you go to another house, uyokwandisa, that is the role that you play. Now, uyokwandisa in this family, babhadela ilobolo for that uyokwandisa. They made a connection. There was a spiritual connection between them, that family, and your family. Hence, you are able to wandisa. That now, if you bring a different spirit into this, you are creating disharmony in the family and for generations. You understand? So, and you cannot call a man to come and azohlala kulo mfazi, because the genealogy of the child goes with the sperm, with the man. You understand? So the man cannot go ayohlala kulo mfazi, because then the ancestors, the ezakubomfazi. Remember, there's two types. There's two areas that we're talking about here. There's the part which involves the family itself. There's the part which involves the individual themselves. You understand? Now, these two have to be aligned for the best spiritual connection. Now, when you go and uyokhuluma nabantu bakulo mfazi, you are going to change her spiritual connection to say, we'd like you guys to come and connect through us here. You understand? So that she's able to also get infant result. You understand? You are, because when you are born to this family, you connect to this family, and those are the custodians of your connection. You understand? So now, if you bring another child into this, it just creates this harmony, and Isintu is about harmony of energy.
It's tricky. Let me see in the comment section. I see always is agreeing with it's very wild, but yes, it's too less mamel. And then life tools, intuitive guidance, uti spiritual protection need not be DNA based. I have done many readings where a step parent steps in. It's about intention of the ancestors and whether or not they accept a person. Is there something you want to put in there?
It's yes, we're talking at different levels of connection. Like I'm saying, there is a connection between the family and the child where you are born at. So, if, for instance, when as a woman you have a child out of wedlock, that child now is born into the family of mama. You understand? Now, that space is occupied by abantu bakulo mama, and hence they will now be responsible for his spiritual connection. You understand? No one else can interfere there. He is in that space. You understand? Now, the true connection for this child is with the father's connection, because that's where the sperm came in. But now he's connecting via this family because of he's now born into this particular family. You understand? So the child is already disadvantaged now. If he's born out of the father's family. You understand? So but the mother's family will connect for on behalf of the child. They will not abandon the child. That is why the father's family cannot just come in and do whatever they like. They have to go via them first, via the mother's family, until the mother's family decides, okay, we are relinquishing that, we are giving it to you, and there's rituals for that, like to pay certain land, or to when using certain methods. You understand? So that connection is there from the mother side, but we're not talking levels of connection, if I can put it like that. But it is the child is at a disadvantage if he does not grow where the father is, because that is where the true connection is.
There's a question here that says, why is the man's clan more important? If the woman married two husbands, the kids will use the woman's clan more.
Why is the man's clan more important? It is because the sperm comes from the man's clan. remember that when the sperm comes into the woman, it's already alive. It is swimming with intent. So you are taking something that's already alive and you are nurturing it and making it bigger and growing it. You understand?
Mm.
So the source of life becomes the man, which is the sperm, and it goes into an egg, and the egg nurtures to full growth. So that is why the man's gland is important. So the connection is at paternal side. That's why the child connects via the father's gland. That is it is a scientific reason, if I can put it like that, because it's a cause and effect. It is the best connection for the child. You understand?
Someone saying your own DNA ancestors can deny paternity. It is traumatic for a person to be kept stuck in a toxic space just because of DNA. Love and loyalty is where the home is.
Well, it's okay. Look, now all I'm explaining is the cause and effect. You understand?
Mm.
You can decide what you want to do. You can have as many husbands as you like. It is not me that says don't do it. All I'm saying is that there is a cause and effect. So when you do something, remember the consequences of that cause. What the child that's going to come out of how is the child going to connect? Is the child's energy going to be affected now? So because then once the child's energy is affected, the entire generation is affected. So when you do, Isintu is about doing what is best for the next person, not what is best for me. You understand? So whatever is best for me is what is best for another person. So I will not do something that will jeopardize the child that I'm going to have just so I can get my free will. You understand? It is like abusive to use your energy to to affect others negatively without their consent. You understand? So it's basically child abuse to just want to do something, and yet the consequences of that thing would be dire for that child. You understand? And that is not a mother. So a mother will always look after the child's interest because she's a nurturer by nature, in her true nature.
Okay, we're starting to wrap up. Le phone Ichisa. Ukoko to be saying, indeed, a child belongs to the mother's ancestors until the father atones for it. Some of these paternal bloodlines are abusive and exploitative in that they only return to exploit the child once the child is successful. They call them amalandra, a derogatory term that fuels spiritual displacement. Uh, umntwana ngokamama nedlozi likamama until such time that otata pay their dues. Even in marriage, kufuneka wamkeleke kwi-family yomyeni okanye unkosikazi.
Correct. It's true. That is the manifestation of the principle I'm talking about. You understand? The umntwana apho umamakhe akhoyo. That is where her base, the child's base is. But then the connection is the connection for the child is always with the father. That is why they will call it paternal, but it's just the best way for the child, for the next generation. That's all. Because you are trying to raise the energy of the next generation. You're not going to then we are fan of Tagatalo. So if you do something that's going to jeopardize the entire generation, we are Tagat. We are fan of Dr. Yeah, you are bewitching your own children, which is very bad.
Thank you, Patricia.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
hope you enjoyed.
Yes, we did. Guys, I hope in the comment section we are covered. There's a lot to chew. There's a lot to chew. So thank you so much for joining. This phone's about to blow up in my face right now. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you again next time. I'll continue doing these live sessions with some of the people that we've interviewed as we do catch up sessions. Thank you, Kokotuli, Batiba Bulela, Lalia Bulela. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. Sharp, sharp.